What's up, guys? Albert here. Today we're talking about if Dave Ramsey is right about the real estate market. If you know who Dave Ramsey is, great. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, you should definitely check him out. Check out his YouTube channel. Dave Ramsey is known for his financial advice. Now, he's not a financial advisor. He's basically created a formula that helps people get out of debt. I can tell you that I use that formula for myself. Not only did it work for me, but it changed my life because it kind of taught me how to look at money differently, how to look at debt differently, how to look at credit cards differently, how to prioritize budgeting, how to pay off debt if you're in a position where you can't just cut a check and pay off a credit card and you kind of feel stuck, how you can do that and still be able to pay off debt. There's just amazing stories. You should definitely check out his YouTube channel, and there's people just call in. First off, with their problems where they have crazy amounts of debt. Some people will have like $600,000-$700,000 worth of debt, and he will basically build out a formula for them to get out of debt with their current income and current situation. On top of that, he is a huge proponent of investing in mutual funds, 401ks, and becoming a millionaire through time with compounding interest, with mutual funds that have proven themselves through time to appreciate between 9 and 13%. They're out there. You got to find them correctly to partner with the right financial advisor. He's also a huge proponent of buying a home and investing in real estate. He himself owns a lot of real estate. He invests in a lot of real estate. He appreciates real estate agents. He sees the value in them, and he also teaches people how to purchase homes the right way, how to budget for homes the right way. He has lately been getting a lot of criticism from a lot of, YouTube channels and YouTubers about his view on the housing market. His view on the housing market is actually very interesting during these times. It's not a hot topic because everyone's talking about how the housing market is crashing. So his view is a little bit different. Check out this video where he discusses it.
It's not worth doing it stupid. And it's not worth, buying a house you can't afford and all that kind of stuff. So take your time and do it with wisdom, but it's worth it. And here's why. Three things happen with homeownership that make you want to do it as a long-term play versus renting your whole life, okay? Number one, rents go up every year. Since God was a boy, rents go up every year. I've had my real estate license since 1978. Rents go up every year in every market. They go up every year. They don't go down. And every year. And so you're going to have, every year, more and more and more of your money is going to go out the door for housing. And if you buy a home and you lock down your payment, your rent doesn't go up anymore. That's number one. Number two, the value of the house goes up. And when you rent, obviously you don't own anything that's going up. Number three, as we have studied millionaires, 10,000 of them, we find the primary two things that are in their bucket that allow them to build their first $1 million to $5 million worth of net worth is their 401k, Roth IRA retirement plan in good mutual funds like we teach, and a paid-for house that has gone up in value.
He's basically talking to this guy who called on one of his shows, who's asking if he should be buying a house right now and if it's a good idea. And you can see that the guy bought into the idea of like houses are so expensive, it's scary to buy right now. So he's asking Dave Ramsey if it's still a good idea. Now, Dave Ramsey has a lot of arguments about why you should buy the house, but in this video, he covers three that are very interesting and maybe a little different that you don't hear every day. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, this is very cool because I think about it. I especially think about one of them a lot, but not the way he explained it, right? So the first one he covers is, he says, rents go up every year. What's guaranteed is that rents go up every year. Rents are going up every year. If you look in the last 10 to 13 years, rents have been going up every year. It's a reflection of the current economical state. The rents are a reflection of inflation, and rents are also a reflection of the low inventory. Because there's not a lot of inventory, people are being forced to rent. And then because a lot of people can't even afford to buy a house, they're being forced to rent. And what happens when that happens? Rents are going up. So he basically makes the argument that, hey, interest rates are what they are, prices are what they are. If you find a home that you can afford today, one thing that is guaranteed is that once you buy it, once you lock the mortgage, you know that your monthly payment is going to be that monthly payment for the next 30 years if you choose to be in that house. One thing that is not guaranteed is that your rent is going to be the same for the next 30 years if you choose to stay renting, right? If you're renting, your landlord, when your lease is up, they're going to call you and say, hey, we're raising the rent by $500 because this is a new market condition. You can't blame them because they're in the business to make money. They're an investor, and they're going to do that because the new market, that's what it reflects, and this is what they're going to do. So he basically makes a point that if you own a house, if the monthly payments make sense for you, your monthly payments are not going up no matter what happens to the economy, right? So they're going to stay there. So that's the number one point that he makes. That's very interesting. It's very right. And I can, as a real estate agent, I can guarantee you that it's true. I deal with it all the time. I have people call me and say, hey, my rent is going up. I think I'm just going to buy a house. And I agree with them. So that's point number one that he makes. Okay, point number two that he makes in the video is that he says the value of homes goes up. Okay, he says that the value of homes goes up. What does he mean by that? Well, historically, the value of homes goes up, right? We just made a different video talking about how even during this market right now, homes are still appreciating, in some cases by double digits, right? If you look in the last 80 years, on average, real estate, single-family real estate in the U.S. has appreciated by 6.8 or 7%, right around there. On average, that's how much it has appreciated. It actually outperforms the S&P 500 on a historical measure. So homes appreciate, and that's why the second reason that he uses that you should buy is that homes are going to appreciate, so you're going to be in a good position to buy. And I think I obviously agree with that because we see it that real estate appreciates. Here's a worst case scenario. Let's say he's wrong, right? Let's say he's wrong and you buy a home right now and in 2 years it depreciates and you bought it for, let's say, $500,000. Now it's worth $420,000. Yes, I tell most of my clients, you shouldn't be buying a house with the idea they're going to sell it for a profit in 2 years. Like, that's unusual. It's been happening the last 2-3 years, but that's not normal. That's not what you should expect. You should expect a 3 to 6% appreciation year over year when it averages, but your goal should really be when you buy a house, you should be in the house for at least 5 years. For at least 5 years or more. So if you do that, if you're in the house for at least 5 years or more, historically, your home is going to appreciate and you're going to turn a profit. And the third point that it makes that is really cool that I really like is that they have studied, I've read about this on their website. They've studied about like 2,000 or 20,000 millionaires, if I'm not mistaken. They've studied about 20,000 millionaires that are part of their system that have become millionaires. Now, when I say millionaires, I'm not talking people who have $20 million net worths, although they have some of those people, but people are worth $1 million net, right? And he talks about two of the most common things out of all these millionaires. First, it's a well-structured 401k. Again, it's a well-structured 401k. And second, it's a paid-off house. And this is other data. You don't even have to go look at Dave Ramsey's data. You can look anywhere you want, and you will see that this is public data that most millionaires in America are homeowners that have paid off their homes. If you paid off your home, that means you have $500,000 to $600,000 worth of equity in your home, and that's going to contribute to you being a millionaire and potentially retiring a millionaire. So these are the three things that he uses in this video that I wanted to make a short video, not to only say that I agree, but they're absolutely true, and you should absolutely keep in mind during these times when you're thinking if you should buy a home or you should wait. Waiting is going to cost you money. It's absolutely going to cost you money, and there's ways to see it, and it's 100% true. If you're in a position to buy, you have to be smart. You have to be smart at how you buy. You have to be smart at what you buy and who you work with and how you structure the deal you're buying. But if you do that, it's absolutely a better time to buy than to wait right now. All right, guys, so here you have it. I tend to agree with Dave Ramsey. If you don't agree with him, let me know in the comments. But I do believe that it's absolutely a great time to buy a house right now. It's probably one of the best, it's the best time to buy a house in history right now. If you look at historical data, it's still a great time to buy a house. Don't look at the last 2 years with 2% interest rates. That was just not real. It was what it was, but it's not going to happen. You can't wait for that to come back. Do not put your life on hold because you're waiting for 2% interest rates, because it's just not going to happen. And if it happens, something else has to be so wrong for the Fed to lower interest rates at 2%. So you have to keep that in mind, and it's most likely not going to happen. If you have any questions, if you're looking to buy here, if you're looking to move here, if you're looking to sell, don't hesitate to reach out. Subscribe to our channel, hit the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.